That was Jen Lask reporting for us. Your face, ears, hands, and feet are most at risk for frostbite. If your skin looks whitish and stiff and feels numb rather than painful, that's a sign your skin is frostbitten. To treat it, warm the area gradually with blankets and get medical help immediately. Don't rub the area because friction can damage the tissue.
Thanks to you, we helped an organization that assists the homeless beat its fundraising goal this year. We teamed up with See You at Home for one winter night. The goal was to raise $450,000. They blew past that and raised more than $488,000. You helped us raise more than $50,000 of that money. If you ordered delivery and it took a little longer than usual, it's because just about everyone and their mother was ordering food. For delivery drivers, Super Bowl Sunday can be the busiest day of the year. Some restaurants today plan for this weeks in advance. And this year was especially busy with fewer people gathering because of COVID, meaning they were sent to more individual orders. General manager of Jets says this Sunday is always as incredible and amazing as it is intense and exhausting.
Delivery business is booming, and that means that we have to be ready.
No question about that. He's also asking to pick non-contact delivery if you can. Most drivers are out and interacting with a lot of faces, and the best way to make it easier and safer for them is to just give them a place to drop that meal off.
Champaign police are investigating after a man was shot. It happened this morning near East Beardsley Avenue and North 4th Street. Police say the 48-year-old man was walking when he was hit. He is expected to be okay. Police are asking anyone in the area who has surveillance recordings to contact them. Illinois spent $250,000 to board up and secure the state capitol during the inauguration, and you paid for it. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is here with the receipts. Mark, the National Guard, not cheap.
Jessica, they're really not. Governor Pritzker called 250 of them, those soldiers out to protect the state capitol and surround those buildings in the days leading up to President Joe Biden's inauguration. You won't soon forget these images. Those big, heavily armored trucks and equipment, that cost $75 grand to rent from the federal government. And because this mission was state active duty, Illinois taxpayers picked up the tab for the deployment too. The cost of salary and food for those soldiers during that 4-day stretch, nearly $560,000. The FBI did warn about the possibility of heavily armed protests at all 50 state capitals, but House Republican Dan Calkins, a former member of the National Guard himself, criticized this deployment as little more than a political PR stunt.
You know, we've never had a Trump protest or gathering in Springfield that's done anything but be peaceful and pick up after itself. There's no one in Springfield. There's nothing going on in Springfield. This governor is, I think, is inciting a backlash by doing that. I don't believe that it represents anything going on in Illinois other than a political agenda.
You see that plywood coming off the walls of the State House. There's the cost, nearly $34,000, that contract from the Office of the Architect. The plywood securing all the floors, the windows and doors are on the first floor there. That brings the total cost of securing the Capitol premises together with the National Guard to nearly $669,000. Illinois also sent National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., along with several other states. We've seen reporting from the Associated Press now, that running tab up to nearly $500 million. But those are federal expenses, Jessica. This one, state active duty, comes out of the state's finances.
All right, interesting, Mark. Thank you. In a statement, a spokesman said the Illinois National Guard is only used in emergencies after civilian first responder resources are exhausted. They continue, we are proud to work with our law enforcement and emergency response partners in ensuring our state capitol is secure against domestic terrorism.
A man in Sangamon County overdosed on medication in his home in May. Some of the details surrounding his death are raising questions. WCIA 3's McLeod Hageman caught up with a number of people who knew Mark Sewell and started searching for answers in this Target 3 investigation.
Friends and family describe him as a small man, friendly, a little messy, but never the type of person to hurt anyone or anything. He kept in contact with his brother over the phone and always talked to his neighbors when he had the chance, but they say the details surrounding his death seem simply off. So we went to Sangamon County to investigate exactly what happened. In the village of Curran, everyone knows everyone. So when Mark Sewell died unexpectedly, people had one question. Why?
The last time I talked to my brother was 9 days before he died, and he got off the phone after minutes.
Mike called back saying something just seemed off.
I heard him yell, like somebody had, pinched him or done something. It just kind of scared me what was going on with him.
Mark's body was found just on the other side of his front door. His faithful dog Buzz was lying right beside him. Now, Mark owned his home, including all of these properties along here, charging about $500 a month for rents. However, when authorities found him, they found no cash, no credit cards, only questions about what really happened.
So when I went to the bank to close out his accounts, I noticed that there's charges on the 8th, which is, 6 days after Mark died, and started to question that.
It didn't take deputies long to find who was using Mark's card, quickly tracking down Naomi Ushman, once for McDonald's and again for the Quick and Easy. Questions Sangamon County investigators wanted answered.
He was a very good friend. He was my neighbor, and I cleaned and took care of him.
Naomi also claims she, Mark, Joseph Reeve, and Jan Campbell signed a will nearly a month and a half before Mark's untimely death.
So in the will, it states that my children are to get it divided up at the age of 20. So really, it's the property isn't to me, it's to my children.
But those terms not sitting right with friends or family.
It's very unfortunate. There's a lot of questions.
Mark's good friend of more than 40 years, Timothy Green, stopping by hours before Mark's body was discovered.
And I rang the phone and beat on the door, and Mark didn't answer. Little did I know he was just dead on the other side of the door.
I couldn't believe it, I really couldn't.
Neighbor Terry Vaughn telling us he frequently saw Naomi on Mark's property, so we went to find what she knew.
Hello, my name's Mac. I'm a reporter with WCIA. I'm just trying to find some information about Mr. Mark Sewell.
Okay, what do you need?
Hesitant at first, but she eventually shared her story about Mark, including the will she drafted allegedly on his behalf. Questions friends and family wanted to know about using his credit card. This alleged will, including a missing ring Mark always wore that never turned up.
Did Mark ever give you a red ruby ring?
No.
Are you in possession of a red ruby ring?
No.
But while talking with Naomi, we noticed a ring on her hand fitting a similar description.
Do you happen to have them on you right now? Do you mind if I take a look at it or anything like that?
Yeah, why?
Oh, I'm
serve time for take care of the old man.
There's no way my brother willingly gave her that ring, and he for the last 20-some years, every time I seen him, he had it on. I mean, he just wore that ring, so that's really hinky to me. That's blaring to me.
The county coroner confirming Mark's overdose of fentanyl and hydrocodone, but the details surrounding his death seemingly suspicious.
If this is a situation where somebody was involved in Mr. Sewell's death, what would you like to happen to them? What do you think should happen, I guess?
You mean if somebody killed him?
Correct.
Yeah, that's ate up. They should probably find out who did that.
What do you think should happen to that person if they find out that,
They should do whatever time it is that they need to do.
Jan Campbell, who also signed as a witness, only responding to a few messages on social media saying she never really knew Mark. Now, we tried reaching out to Joseph Reeve, but he's currently being held in the Sangamon County Jail. Authorities confirming in no relation to Mark Sewell's death. 4 days after interviewing Naomi, she reached back out to us, leaving voicemails in connection to who she think might be responsible or connected to Mark's death. To hear that, you can visit our website at WCIA.com. McLeod Hageman, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell says this case is closed, but if you have any information about what may have happened, give them a call.
Tonight was all about football, but it's also the start of helping people with food, how you can assist in a different kind of Super Bowl.
Plus, in addition to the game, plenty of commercials to watch. Which were your favorites? Jennifer Roscoe has your vote and the results.
Kevin, we've got our eyes glued in here to all the cameras you've got up, just watching the intersections, watching those roads.
It's slick.
It doesn't look great out there.
No, it's not. We've got a band of snow that's currently moving through. We've got cameras all over the place, including in Decatur. And you can see just a hint of a few of those flurries sliding. But look at the tire tracks on the roads there in downtown Decatur. And a quick glance at the road conditions here, and they're not great for Macon County. That purple color there and into Champaign and Vermilion County, covered with ice and snow. So those roads are an issue tonight. When we come back, we're going to be talking about how you're going to be encountering some slick conditions and how that salt is not as effective in these cold temperatures. Stay tuned.
Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty.
That snow really coming down here tonight. That is just outside our studio here along Neal Street, and you can see that's a lot of white covering up the main artery here through town, and you can really see those snowflakes flying as we've got a little heavier band that is moving through, and vehicles hopefully taking it slower with that snow that is falling. And just how cold it is very difficult for that salt to work when it's this cold. So those roads are slick. This is the fluffy snow. And look at this, it's 5. It feels like -8 indicator, and in Champaign with the wind factored in. And we're going to continue to see wind chill numbers down here around 9 to 10 below zero as you step out the door tomorrow morning. And look at this. Future track on Tuesday, we're below zero. Through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm just going to roll through this map here because the numbers don't change a whole lot. We're in that 10 below zero range. That's even Friday. Friday morning, we're still dealing with this very cold weather here. So we've got the cold, then we've got the snow. And here is that band that I was just mentioning, heavier band coming right through Champaign County, back into northern Macon County, and right over Piatt County as well. And it's going to continue as we go throughout tonight. We've got additional snow that we're expecting that could actually roll in as we head into tomorrow. We've got medium impacts out there tonight. It is slick. We're not talking about a lot of snow. I mean, the snow is maybe 1 inch or 2 inches through tomorrow, but it doesn't take much with this kind of snow out there. There's a secondary system we're tracking. This is Wednesday. It looks to maybe bring us even more snow. So we've upped our impact meter here for this up to the high level. That is again on Wednesday. So we'll be watching out for that. But the bad thing is our temperatures are just not going to warm up. These are your highs over the next several days. And another blast of cold air by Friday and Saturday. This long cold snap is one of the longest ones we have seen in years. We may not go above 32 degrees until February 20th. That is in 13 days. That is a rough thing to swallow. 3 degrees tonight with the snow continuing, only 19 for the day tomorrow. And again, wind chills down near 0. We encourage you to download our WCIA3 weather app to stay up to date with the very latest. It's got the radar feature on there and much more, so check that out. Okay, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast now. That's got just these incredible temperatures. 7, 4, 6, 0, -5, -8. Those are your lows. We've got highs that may be into the single digits again by next weekend. So be careful out there. Roads are slick and probably going to stay pretty bad through tonight because it's going to continue to snow and that salt doesn't work too well. And it'll look like it's okay, but it is slick.
Yeah, in the morning, you've got to give yourself some time.
Yep.
All right, Kevin, thanks. We are partnering with the Super Bowl of Caring to raise money for area food banks.
The goal is to raise money virtually for each zip code in our viewing area. It started as a youth-inspired movement working across the country to tackle hunger in their communities. It's created more than $160 million worth of support that stays in central Illinois. We have more details on our website.
The big game is primetime real estate for commercials, and they cost a pretty penny to air. Was your favorite one of the top vote getters?
Plus, many have good memories of Super Sunday, what some look back on fondly.
Live from your local news leader, Jessica Coons, Paul Cicchini, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty and Brett Behrens on sports. This is a special big game edition of WCIA 3 News at 10.
Super Sunday is a day memories are made, so we asked for your favorite Super Bowl memories.
Some of the memories aren't so good. People told us the Bears losing to the Colts in 2007 was a game they won't soon forget. Other memories, though, are better. We talked with Charlie Cavanis, who has watched every game since 2000. His best memory is just being with his family on those Super Bowl Sundays. Now, for some people, the commercials during the Super Bowl are as important as the game itself.
That's right. This year, like everything else, the pandemic impacted what you saw or didn't see. Jennifer Roscoe is here. Special Sunday appearance to break down the commercials.
I have to say, I'm the one who wants everybody to be quiet during the commercials, right? That's when I am paying attention to what is happening. There are probably a lot of you out there as well. And so what was interesting this year is what we did see and didn't see. So there were companies that traditionally buy airtime that didn't. Coke, Pepsi, Budweiser all set this year out saying they're using their dollars differently. And it is pricey. A 30-second spot cost $5.5 million. And companies had to walk that fine line of delivering a memorable ad during uncertain times. But some still wanted in, and there was space for some newcomers like Chipotle and DoorDash. But were either of those your favorites? I asked you on our Facebook page which ones you liked best. I feel like I need a drum roll here. Thank you, Jessica, are the results. We had about 100 people voting. Coming in at number 3 was the T-Mobile commercial with Gwen Stefani, Blake Shelton, and Adam Levine. That one also made us laugh at home, especially my daughter Tessa. She's a big Adam fan. All right, coming in at your second favorite commercial, also went for the laughs. Cheetos with Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, and Shaggy. You know, she had Cheeto dust all over her fingers and all over the house. And finally, the big winner tonight in Central Illinois. It wasn't funny, but it drove home a message. The Jeep ad with Bruce Springsteen. He was encouraging America to meet in the middle. And this was so popular that it actually doubled the votes of second place. Usually it's the funny, everybody loves the funny ones, but that was people's favorite. So did you guys have a favorite?
I actually liked one that he showed me. He had seen it previously before the Super Bowl. It was the Wayne's World. I don't even know.
Cardi B. It was for Uber Eats.
Uber Eats.
Local.
See, that's the problem. If you don't know what the company is, you don't. I mean, the ad was good, but you got to remember what the company is. You like the Cheetos ad.
No, it was I like the Uber Eats.
You like the
I don't
Uber
even,
Eats?
Kevin liked the Cheetos
Kevin
ad.
liked the Cheetos ad. I liked the Rocket Mortgage. I thought Tracy Morgan was really funny. So we all like the funny ones.
Good stuff. All right, Jennifer, thanks. All right, Brett, big game today.
Yeah, then you've got me, and I'm the one talking during the commercials, analyzing what just happened in the game. We'll have more on that coming up. Highlights, of course, plus we're talking Illinois after a big primetime performance last night from its 2 best players. That's next.
From the official television station of Illini Sports, this is WCIA 3 Sports and your Illini Nation.
There are several local and Illini connections to the Super Bowl, but none bigger than Nick Allegretti, the former Illini center, rocking the maroon suit, the unbuttoned shirt, and the Chiefs mask, walking into Raymond James Stadium, looking to win his second straight Super Bowl in just his second year in the league. It's a game you saw right here on WCIA 3, and after the Chiefs took a 3-0 lead, here comes the old Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski connection to give the Bucs the lead, and it's one they don't give back. After Tampa Tom and Party Gronk hook up again, a second spike from Gronk. Brady hits Antonio Brown with just 6 seconds left in the half, capping a 5-play, 71-yard drive in just 55 seconds. The Chiefs don't score a touchdown. If you would have told you that before the game, nobody would have believed it. Leonard Fournette from 27 out, 31-9. The final. Tom Brady gets his 7th Super Bowl ring. Illinois basketball is just a half game back of first place in the Big Ten after beating Wisconsin by 15 yesterday. Ayo Dosunmu made history. The first triple-double since Sergio McClain did it 20 years ago. Just the third in program history. He teamed up with Kofi Cockburn to dominate the Badgers. Kofi scored a game-high 23 points and grabbed 14 rebounds, his 13th double-double of the season, tied for most in the country.
When we get on the court, it's all about us. It's all about doing what we do and just trusting each other that we're going to pick up each other and make each other better.
He's one of my best friends, so we both have that knack for being great. He can get on me, I can get on him. And I also give credit to Coach Underwood. He's on us every day.
Welcome into the Sunday Fast Break. Trent Meacham here joining us as he does every Sunday. And some Sundays just feel better than others, I think, for Illini fans. After beating 19th ranked Wisconsin emphatically on Saturday, I think the fan base has to feel real good right now about where this team is at.
Well, after a big win in Bloomington against the Hoosiers. So this was a great week for the Illini. I thought, winning two different ways. A very ugly game, hard-fought overtime on the road against Indiana, and then Saturday against Wisconsin, just a beautiful game. Ayo and Kofi were fantastic. This was Shaq and Kobe-like. And Ayo was, he was playing at his best, out in transition, finding his teammates, getting into the lane, across the court to three-point shooters. Obviously, Kofi for lob dunks. Those two were just, they were pros playing against college kids.
As always, thanks to Trent for his time. Watch our entire 10-minute conversation on our website, WCIA.com. Illinois women also pick up a win today, their first in the Big Ten play this season.
All right, Brett, thanks. I'll be right back. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.